To add just some noise on the timetable, I can't remember who asked it. Yes, that's right. That we, I think there will be 3 critical dates next year to watch. One is January, which is when we kickstart the supplementary program, the IMF visit, concretizing on the targets. The other point will be in July next year, which is basically halfway through the S&P. Again, just to take stock in terms of where we are, we should be able to communicate as to what's happening during that process. The African Development Bank has funded a resource for communication purposes, so you should be able to communicate on that process. And then finally, I would say September, October, again to take stock to see how the S&P is progressing, because that will be closer to the end of it. So we need to make some adjustments, The aim is that it should be completed before the end of the NDS1 period, which is 31 December 2025. The whole S&P issues should be dealt with. But prior to that, we need an indication from 1 or 2 sponsors for giving us some bridge financing for the Arrears clearance. That indication needs to be louder, or at least visible, needs to be declared midway through next year. So I would say June, July next year, we should have a good sense as to who this sponsor is. That's a necessary piece of the architecture in terms of Arrears clearance. While the S&P is running, we want to deal with this issue during the NDS1 period. So when we start with NDS2 on the 1st of January 2026, we're starting with an economy that is free of the albatross of debt. And she asked a very good question about the debt issue overall in Africa. I want to be free of this so that we can access concessional financing. In fact, speaking to that one, which represents the last question, is that Africa needs financing at scale, that is concessionary, that is also long term, and that's what Shima talked about in terms of what the ADF, African Development Fund, does. So without this, we're unable to deal with the development gap that Africa is experiencing across a variety of areas. So this is necessary. So the ADF is a critical piece of Zimbabwe's arrears clearance. By getting this set aside done, it will allow us to clear our arrears. In addition to having a sponsor, one of the creditors has to come forward, step forward. We certainly will encourage 1 or 2 to do so. That was the case when Somalia cleared its debt arrears. So was the case with Sudan. Gave me a sponsor. That's the architecture. That's how it works. Thank you very much.